Hey, welcome everyone to another episode of Burning Briefs.
What's going on, guys?
I'm your host, Class. This is my co-host,
Mr. J.
Yeah, and we are back at it again. We have this time we have actually an interesting one. Oh, by the way, we have a special guest. She won't be showing herself as often, but she is a very lovely lady. She's our lovely little dog over here, Maui.
Yeah, Maui made it into the shot today. So you won't see her, but she will pop up.
But you will hear her every once in a while. But it's all good because, matter of fact, we're going to be talking really loud anyway, so it don't really matter. On today's episode, we decided we're going to talk about our life ambitions. Whether they're long or short, we all got them. And if you don't, you got to start thinking about them. Me, recently, I thought about my own. I thought about my long-term life ambition. Me and my wife have been talking about it. Oregon is one of them. Different experience, a whole new vibe, a whole different scenery. It's a bit of a risk sometimes, but, when you see, like, family members from Mexico come to another country and you think about that, how they had to change their whole lives in there, it kind of makes you feel like, if you can do it, I can do it. I feel like if you can be that adventurous, I could be that adventurous. So this is one of my long-term goals. On top of that, maybe finding a career over there along the way, maybe where I'm at right now, or maybe in another company. Who knows? It's all about figuring out what you're going to be able to do once you get to a new place.
Yeah.
I have other things, but do you have anything you want?
I mean, one thing I can think of, I don't know if this is like a life ambition or anything like that, but one thing I've always wanted to do is get a farm. I have to have my own farm.
That's pretty cool.
Now, I don't mean I want, like, chickens and cows and all that. No, I want the farm land. I want the property. So I have zero neighbors. Zero people telling me to turn down my music. I'm going to have a big fence around it, and I'm going to have my dog. And, I can't really mention other things that might be there. But, I don't want to get into trouble.
That's cool. You want to that's the thing for me. That's why I'm planning to move over there. It's like for me, it's a much more quiet environment. Being in LA and California for as long as we've been, you get used to a lot of things, but then you also realize that there's things you don't really need to get used to anymore once you get older.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of going into a crowded area. I'm tired of people being so damn rude. I'm tired of it just being constantly busy. Like, it's a big city. I want to kind of live somewhere much more quieter, much more environment friendly. I want to be able to smell the freaking trees outside with fresh air. I want to smell the mountain. I want to feel that water. I want to enjoy it. The only thing I'm really gonna miss is the beach.
Growing up in the city, obviously you're in close proximity with other people, and that's cool. If you're a social person and you're into that's awesome.
Yep.
Me, not so much. I have issues with people like looking over my fence, some nosy neighbors and be like, "Hey man, what you doing there?" I'm building this thing. Oh well, according to the state property code, you can't build that there, buddy. Technically, that's on my property, and it's just like, are you gonna come out here every time I'm trying to do something, and remind me about the property codes and this and that? No, hey man, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, if the city happens to come by, you're gonna have to tear that down. Obviously, in farm area, property's a lot bigger.
Yeah,
and,
wider. Yeah, long range.
That, and you definitely don't have neighbors in that close proximity. And for me, that would just be a nice change. I could sit out there and just enjoy the scenery, blast my music as loud as I want, and no one can tell me anything about it because it's my property.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes you just don't want to be around.
And my dog can just run everywhere.
Yeah, you don't want to be around a crowd of people. People getting in your business is kind of frustrating. That's why I never want to be a celebrity, super famous, because I'm starting to see the constant annoyance of people getting involved in your business and people expecting things from you and all that other crap.
It's just people seems like they have more access to you, or easier. You know, because you're everywhere.
Yeah,
you know?
to them it's almost like you asked for this. Oh, I wanted you to expose yourself, so show me the goods.
It's like, you know, it's like when you do anything, you know, people take what you say out of context and they're like, oh, well, you said this on like March 5th, 2000, and you said this and this, and it's just like...
And now you're like a whole political statement. Oh, you're sexist. Oh, you're racist. Oh, you did this. Oh, you did that. Oh, you didn't pay your employee that much. Yeah. Oh, you said something mean to this little girl. Like, there's a whole bunch of things now that you're, like, responsible for just because normal people get away with it. Like, normal people can get away doing those little ridiculous things, but when you're a celebrity,
no one
it's like...
cares.
No one gives a crap. But once you're famous, everybody's like, hey, oh, you're a monster. Yeah. And other people are like, no, they're not. And it's just like... Why do you care so much?
I mean, I don't know what it is. It's like...
There's some kind of hypnosis, bro. I don't know what it is.
People get involved in other people's businesses. Is like... It's going to sound really ignorant what I'm going to say, but it's just like... It's almost just like they want that.
Yeah.
So they're just hating on that person.
Yep.
And they're just doing what they can to destroy that person so that that person is at the same level that they're at.
Yeah, that's why
because they're not... That person that's hating, they're not going to excel in what they're doing.
No.
They're not. They're not going to get anywhere from it. They are not going to get anything from it. All they're going to do is they're going to destroy someone who's in a higher status and bring them to a lower one.
Yep.
But even that person in that lower status still, you know, would be considered slightly more successful than the hater.
Yep. That's the thing. People, like, why people hate so much on celebrities or they're trying to destroy their lives is because you know what it is. You want to be a part of that life. You want to.
You wish you had it.
You wish you had it. Like, and you think you earned it.
If you can't have it, I mean, if I can't have it, then you can't have it.
Or you're acting like they didn't deserve it or they didn't earn it. Oh, like, no, they got privilege or they just knew something. It's like, nah, some of these people actually work from the grind. You have to give credit.
Some of them.
Where credit is due.
Some of them.
Yeah, some of them.
Some of them are privileged and were born into it.
Yeah.
Or, you know, they knew a guy.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, that does happen.
That happens.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. And then there are people who just genuinely have worked their whole life building from a child, suffering through all of it, getting through it, and then becoming... Michael Jordan's a perfect example of that. Oh, yeah. I think Mark Cuban's a perfect example of that. That's a guy who worked hustling different types of jobs just to get to his billions. Like, this is just like a lot of people out there who genuinely have worked for it. Not a Kardashian, but...
let's not bring that up.
But... unlike like other people, there are people out there. Hey, what's up, girl?
Yeah. When it comes to them, I think Barbara Walters. She said it best. she asked the $1 million question there. That interview is gonna last forever. She's just like, seriously, no. Like, why are you guys such high celebrities? She's like, I'm sorry, but like, none of you have any talent. None of you can sing. None of you are a professional athlete besides Bruce Jenner, but like he doesn't count.
He doesn't count anymore.
I'm not saying he doesn't count, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying.
Well, he's not
he's not a Kardashian.
He was married to a Kardashian, but he wasn't a Kardashian. That's what it is.
That's what I was getting to.
Yeah. That's what
I meant.
Yeah. And no, like that's the thing. It's crazy because everybody thinks like, oh, why are you hating on him? It's like, but you guys aren't letting the obvious be what it is. Ignorance is bliss if you want to be that way, but don't play the defensive mode when it comes to people like this and think that they're genuine when they are suffering stuff. They're not. It's all a stunt. It's all publicity in order for them to continue to have their popularity, their fame, stay alive and intact. That's how it works. Even in politics, you promise people stuff, they get, oh yeah, you tried, and then there you go. At least you look good. That's just the same back and forth. But going back to what we were talking about, our ambitions in life are not just like, I feel like there's small ones and then there are big ones. Like, I'm thinking about moving to another country, but I'm also at this time thinking about getting another cat at some point.
What?
I'm thinking about getting another cat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You told me about that.
Because my cat Wally is kind of, he's adorable, but he is a handful. If you don't know my cat Wally, there's like the logo on the side over there.
Pretty much the channel mascot.
Yeah, he's the guy with the top hat. That's my Wally. I love that kid. But he's very obsessed and very lonely. He loves to cuddle a lot. And sometimes he needs a cuddler. And I'm not always going to cuddle with him. So I got to get him a brother or sister. Because, eventually I also think about the future with him. I've had him for, I want to say 7 years. So it's been a long time. And I will we will continue to have many years. But eventually at some point, that time's going to come. And I want to be able to, and since I can't have his kids, I got to make the next best thing, which is have someone raised with him to learn somewhat of that behavior.
That's pretty much what I'm going to try to do with Maui.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to breed her. That way when, that process does happen and it's unfortunate, I have a piece of her still.
Yeah.
I'll have that and I'll raise that from
Exactly. That's the thing. Like, that's why I was really bummed when I couldn't keep my cat from not being there. I get it. He was going to be a handful. But I would have tried to find a way to make him more calmer. Because I want to be able to have him in the future be able to produce some kids. So that way I could have been able to have a piece of him. Yeah. Like, that's why I feel like parents have children. It's like, I want to be able to pass on what I've learned and knowledge and stuff to someone. So that way they can grow up and pass that knowledge on and so on and so on. Yeah. A little piece of me continues to move on in some essence.
It's not only, passing on what you've learned. Mm-hmm. But it's also passing on, like, from, just for example, like, what your dad teaches you.
Yeah.
What his dad teaches him, It's about, the people before, and then it's you, and then it's, like, passing that.
Yeah. That's the great thing about traditions, or even starting new traditions, is that you get to make something that might live on forever. And years and years, decades and decades. You might not be able to be remembered by your great-great-great-granddaughter or whatever, but she will remember you for the game or whatever you brought up or what tradition you made in your household. And I think that's the most important part. Not the most important part, but obviously some part of what growing up
it is important.
Yeah, it is important. So that's a small goal of mine. Get another cat. I don't know if I'm gonna get it soon. Obviously, I'm kind of holding off till this whole till I got some chunk of change in my pocket to do that.
Yeah.
I also think about this channel too.
Yeah, definitely to have this channel and improve and excel would definitely be an ambition of mine.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the reason why we continue to do these channels or these episodes and segments and stuff like that is because we want to continue to make more content.
Yeah.
And even if we're not going to be in the same space, we're going to be maybe having a video chat each other through like long distance or whatever, we're still going to want to keep bringing those shows to you guys. We want to keep bringing episodes because we know that ordinary guys or people with different thoughts or different points of views and different opinions want to watch someone talk about something different. They don't want to talk about the same crap they see on TV or maybe on shows. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe Gen Z, I think that's what they call them. Maybe they just don't give a crap about our opinions nowadays. I have no idea.
I think Gen Z was before.
Yeah, before us, right?
We're technically millennials.
Yeah, millennials. There you go. So
that was a little depressing to find that out. Sorry, millennials. But you guys are a little sensitive. Sorry. Somebody had to tell you. I've recently learned about cancel culture. Yeah. I didn't think it was an actual thing.
Oh, bro.
And I was sadly mistaken.
It's everywhere. They are doing it to everything they can get their hands on, bro. I mean, look, Aunt Jemima.
I get it.
I mean, a lot of stuff. Uncle Ben.
Really? They got Uncle Ben? For
I
what?
think they got Uncle Ben.
For what?
I think it was Uncle Ben.
For what?
For the logo.
The old guy?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
I think he's color.
They're saying it's racist?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what they did with Aunt Jemima. Because they said it was racist too with her and stuff. That's the thing, like, guys, I mean, who's really focusing on this stuff? I just want to know who spends their time looking around. Like, imagine, I look at a Pop-Tart and I'm like, I wonder where Pop-Tarts came from.
No, you know what? I seen this post on on social media somewhere. Pepe Le Pew is canceled. Pepe Le Pew.
Why?
Pepe Le Pew will not appear in Space Jam 2 because he appropriates rape culture.
He's a cartoon.
I guess it don't make it right though. You know?
Wait, when is it gonna stop? I mean, are we gonna cancel Family Guy at some point? We gonna cancel South Park? American Dad?
You know what? That's actually a good question because this is what my buddy said about cancel culture. This is the question he posed to me. This is when he was, pretty much filling me in on what it's all about and this and that. And he was just like, this is what I don't understand. This is the same saying. The generation who grew up with South Park and loved it is so sensitive and becomes cancel culture. How does that happen?
I feel like it's the more recent millennials, like the ones that are much more younger in our millennial department that are getting involved in that department. And I would just want to clarify something to you guys.
Stay in your lane.
Just stop. Leave it alone. Like, stop caring so much because tell you something, unless they're supporting some genocide or some kind of bombing or some kind of terrorist movement and stuff, then I can tell you, go ahead, fight them to the teeth. Yeah, but definitely. When you're talking about it's making, first off, I didn't even know Pepe Le Pew to me was just a funny cartoon. I didn't think, the way he was doing stuff, that's how women wanted it. First off, you could tell the cat was uncomfortable and always ran away from him. So at the end of the day, I don't understand why we have to get involved and go so deeper into the cartoon and say, oh, well, he was obviously trying to make suggestions that he was trying to rape her. It's like, what? What? What?
It's like, didn't the cat get away from him?
It's every time? The majority, yeah.
He never caught her
all the time, yeah.
This is an actual question. I'm serious. This happened, right?
Yeah, the majority of the time I believe.
He never got her.
He never got her, and even if he did, he always just kissed her in the face, and she just keep running away. I mean, that's the whole game. Roadrunner and the Wild Coyote. What are we gonna make out of that?
In all seriousness, no means no. If a chick's not digging you, fuck off.
Yeah.
Just go about your business.
First off, you shouldn't be learning how to talk to women or do anything with women through cartoons.
Yeah, no.
That's your parents' job.
Definitely not.
They're supposed to be telling you how to respect them.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why cartoons have anything to do with a child's mind. Did you hear a report where some guy said, I raped this woman because I watched Pepe Le Pew. Pepe Le Pew really inspired me. No. So if we're not there, if we're not at that part, why are we doing this? Because somebody wants to be called a hero.
Well, I mean, look, it's just one example because this is what he was telling me. This is where the whole thing came up. For some reason, cancel culture was mentioned. I don't know if it was me, him, or my other buddy, but cancel culture was mentioned, and then all of a sudden they start telling me that they're trying to cancel Eminem. And I didn't understand.
Oh, on TikTok.
I didn't understand
the
statement. I was like, what do you mean they're trying to cancel him? They're trying to cancel an upcoming album.
Yeah, like an event.
Yeah, they're trying to cancel an upcoming concert that he's a tour. What cancel what? And he's like, they're trying to cancel Eminem, trying to defame him, make him not famous, and this and that. I was like, oh, all right.
First off, what's wrong with you? Everyone knows Eminem is
Hi, Maui.
It has his say. He has his moments. Yeah, he said some really messed up things.
But
we grew up in that generation listening to stuff like that.
This was the interesting part. They told me he was being canceled because of something he had said in his collaboration song. One of his collaboration songs with Rihanna. And I was like, really?
What?
I understand the statement that he said in the song was, pretty graphic, if you want to call it that.
What did he say?
In the song, he says something like, if she ever tries to leave again, I'm going to tie her to the bed and set this house on fire.
Yeah. Yeah, because Eminem is crazy.
But I don't think he'd really do something like that.
First off, did he ever do it? How many people go out every day and say, "Yo, I'm gonna kill you"? How many people come up and say, "I'm gonna beat your ass"? How many people have said things on video and text message and anything and say, "Oh, if I ever meet this motherfucker, I will whoop"? How many people have said that and actually done it?
Have you ever like heard PlayStation or gaming online? Dude, they say some horrific
They
shit.
say like, it is bad. It is so bad how much, but it's trash talk. And we don't take that to the bank with us. We don't say, "Oh, damn, the way you just said, I think you're a terrorist. You say you're going to bomb my house even though I'm playing a video game where it's called bombing? Are you for real?"
But this was the interesting part. I was just like, me and my buddy both had made this statement later that night. And it was just like, wait a minute. That was a newer Eminem song. Like, it's not new, but it's not, like, old.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he started playing some of his, like, 95 albums. Like the one he did with his daughter Haley when she was, like, just born.
Yeah.
Just the two of us? Or no, wait. Wasn't it called, like, 93 Bonnie and Clyde?
I don't know, dude. I remember...
Well, it was the Bonnie and Clyde one that he had done with his daughter. And, you know, he's basically talking about how he killed his woman or his ex and the dad, and, like, he had him tied up in the trunk. I was just like, so you guys didn't think about that at all, and you skipped way forward to this other one.
In the future, when he was talking about tying his wife before, or his ex-girl before, and all that stuff. There was even a song about it where he's like talking to her and telling her to shut up and everything.
He's like going into detail about what he did.
Like, what are we talking about?
Stan. There was another guy.
Yeah, that's why. But there was two different ones. There's the Stan one, and then there's one where he literally is talking to what do you call it, Kim, and he's telling her to shut up and da da da, and talking about like, oh, we had a life together, and it's just like, yo, that was some disturbing stuff. He said some really messed up things, but and everything he's ever quoted, he said all the time, and everything he's ever quoted, he says, "I'm just saying shit. I'm just saying. Am I really gonna burn someone down? Am I really gonna use a chainsaw? No, I'm just talking."
He's like, "I'm just doing this to cash a check."
Have you ever seen Eminem go with a chainsaw to anyone's house and say, "I'm gonna go kill you"? Have you ever seen him, even on his drugging days, even when he was on coke and stuff or whatever? No. He just talked that game. That's what rappers do.
It was like, it was an older album, and like America, I think it was called, something like that. Yeah. And at the end of the song, he's just like, you just playing America. You know I love you. He did that after like a couple of his songs, because it's like, it was basically his version of a disclaimer. It's just like, look, I don't mean the shit that I say in these songs.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just like...
Yeah, exactly.
I have to say this stuff.
The fact that he has to explain himself in a song when you guys should already know it's all just people talking. Eminem hasn't literally done any of those things. Go look it up. If Eminem has ever tied his girl on a bed, has that ever happened? Did he tie Rihanna on a bed? Be careful.
Be careful. Now you're gonna get a bunch of hate mail.
Imagine they're gonna be like, we found it. I found it. It's like, first off, I can't tell. It might be Photoshop. You might be giving me some image. I don't know. Have you seen recently that they started doing these, like, you could do voiceovers of celebrities, or you can actually have faces of celebrities put in like situations like where they're from like a TV show. Let's say you wanted to watch Arnold Schwarzenegger on The Big Bang Theory. You could put his face on someone's head and he will be moving like that. Have you seen that?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Dude,
I think
I just recently saw this crazy thing.
I'm not technologically savvy.
These old grandfather pictures, they brought them to life in like this 3-dimensional video.
I seen that.
That was But think about it. If we could do all of that, Minority Report might have some there. That one scene where they erased that little part or they re-edited, that could be done. So, I don't know if Eminem ever did anything to Haley or Kim or anything, but for so far from what I can tell, Eminem's just been blowing smoke. He hasn't done any of that crazy stuff. So, we need to get down.
Just develop some tougher skin,
This is what I think at this moment for our millennials who are just canceling every culture. Get off your throne.
Yeah.
Okay?
Take a step off your high horse a little bit.
Just get off it. You will know what it's like to be a peasant again, and you will know what it means to be a human being. If you want to make change, why don't you just start working on things that actually would change the country? Healthcare, getting minority people together, the majority of stuff that really
Work on
could
the
make
environment.
an influence. Yeah, you know, get a group together.
No one likes that one.
No, but everybody's like, oh, this is much more convenient.
I want to sit in my mom's basement and hate on people.
Gonna keep looking online and stuff. It's like, you could look online for anything. You could probably find something on me saying something dumb and you could re-edit it and be like, oh, look what he said here. Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
or what he said.
See, that's the thing. No one cares what we say.
Yeah.
Except you guys. Except our 21 followers.
Yeah.
Thank you, by the way.
Thank you, guys.
Hope to make it 22.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing. Like, the future for us at this point is to continue growing in the next couple years. Hopefully, we'll be able to continue to do this. Hopefully, things won't be too busy in our lifestyle a couple years from now. Hopefully, like I said, we'll still be able to do these episodes and segments.
Yeah.
But I think we've been going. We went on a rant.
Yeah, we definitely went on a rant.
Yeah, but anyways, I guess we'll just end it on that note. We started with the ambition part, but now I think the show goes its own way when it wants to. Like,
cancel culture definitely took over.
Because honestly, we have an opinion on it. Like, we are a part of the society where we grew up when technology was developing into an advancement.
Yeah.
You know.
We are definitely not a part of cancel culture.
No, like that's too much of a waste of time. Focus on the more important issues at hand rather than finding out what Kevin Hart tweeted 9 years ago or something.
Yeah.
Like, just stop wasting your time trying to make yourself look what I did. I'm a hero for finding this. It's like, you're not.
No.
You're just now people.
You just blew the whistle on somebody. Now that person's mad at you.
Now you're just trying to ruin someone's life because it makes you feel better that you found something for yourself. It's like, that's a little selfish in its way. It's like, you need to be considerate about everyone and the consequences of your actions.
Even the person's life you could be potentially ruining.
Yeah, you might think this person is despicable, but take a step back and maybe also think about the things they may have done for society before you start judging them completely on one incident or one thing that they did.
Yeah.
Unless it's something really severely damaging, then I can understand. Otherwise, like, let it be. Like the Beatles, man. Let it be, let it be, let it be. All right, guys. We're going to end it on that note. We really appreciate you guys for watching. As always, catch you guys later. Peace.